In this quick video tutorial, we're going to show you how to add a billable session for a client or for a provider with a client. So very, very easy to do. Make sure you have access to the Scheduler tab. Click on the drop-down arrow next to Scheduler, and then go ahead and select Scheduler Grid View from the list. That's going to take us into the Scheduler, and we can easily add a billable session. You'll see two tabs underneath the calendar. Add billable and add non-billable. We'll add non-billable in another video tutorial. So very simple. Click Add Billable from the drop-down list. Select the client that you want to add. And this is just a little tip. If you're already in a particular client and you're there and you go to Add Billable, if you're looking at a client's schedule already and you click Add Billable, all this information will be filled out already up top. It'll have the client name, the authorization will be picked, and then the activity, right? So just make sure now that you select the correct activity that you want to schedule. You can only schedule for activities that have been placed against the authorization. So if you don't see something here that you want to schedule, it means it has not been placed against the authorization. And if that's the case and you have access to it, you certainly can go in and add that activity and the parameters that go with it. If not, you'll need to contact somebody who can add that for you at your organization. Make sure they add that activity, and then it'll be available in the drop-down. So we select the activity. Which location do we want that to occur at? Based on the treatment locations that have been put in for the client, those will be available for us. So in this situation, we have a home, we have grandparents' home, and we also have the office location as well. So select that location, pick the date and time of session, put in the start time of the session. So we'll say 9 a.m. Put the duration of the session in here. So how long do you want that session to go until? So we'll say we're going to take it to 11 a.m. And then now all we need to do is go ahead and pick the provider. We do have a list of team member names right here, but you know what? We don't know if they are available. So let's let the system do the work. Let's not go look at a calendar and stress ourselves out. Let's just go ahead and click the magnifying glass. Once we click the magnifying glass, we're going to have this pop up down here. It's going to show us all of our providers that are available. Now, this system may look a little bit different than yours. We can set the system up in one of two ways. We can either set it up so it'll pull people the provider's home location from the treatment location of the client, or it can just do an alphabetical list. Mine happens to be set up by distance, so it's only pulling people within 25 miles of that location. But what you'll see over here under the conflicts column is if you see anything, a date with the letter D next to it, means that you would be double booking that provider for that session. If you see the date with an L next to it, means the provider has been scheduled for a vacation or a leave. And if you see an N next to it, it just means that you would be scheduling the provider during their non-availability time. So as long as you go ahead and pick somebody that does not have a conflict there, easily just select their name. And then we can do a couple more features now. So we've selected Jason. We can also do repeat sessions in here. So if you wanted to do a repeat for like a Wednesday, Friday for a month, you easily could do that. Just select Wednesday and Friday on here as well, and then go ahead and put your end date into the system. If you don't want to repeat it, don't worry about this section right here. If you want to make this session not billable, you don't want to bill this to insurance for whatever reason, just go ahead and select this checkbox right here. You can also make it not payable to the employee. Maybe they owe you hours or something like that, so you have the ability to do that within the system. If you forget to check it off as not billable, you can always do it in the scheduler itself too. Now you make a little note for this session if you would like, and you can also do an overwrite address if necessary. That's basically all you have to do, and the next step is just to click Add Billable Session. We'll click that, and then this session will now be added, right? So that session has been created for us on the 13th for our particular client, and if I go to this client, I'm just going to double click on the client just so we could see that we did schedule a session for today, right? And that's what we did right here with Jason. Obviously, I have some other appointments in here, but this is just for a demo purpose, so it doesn't matter if we're doing everything all on the same day. Again, if there were any issues that popped up once we created it, they would show up here. If I click on it, it's just saying client already has a session scheduled for that time, and same activity, same date. So it's very, very easy to add that billable.